Hey, my name is Anthony. Welcome to my van and my first video doing POV disc golf. I'm gonna take my bag, which I'll explain everything that I throw while we get to the course. But currently we're in Moab, Utah. And if you ever think of Moab and disc golf, you probably think about a course called Base Camp. Now I am gonna be going there tomorrow, but it's like an hour out of the way because it's in the middle of nowhere and it costs some money. So today I'm at Old City Park, which I've been playing most days that I've been here just to continue practicing. And it's honestly a pretty neat course with a decent amount of good holes. Gonna do some practice putting on a sick basket before we actually go up to the course. But if we look at my last couple rounds, it's been all right. I shot down 3, down 6, even, and down 3. But the problem is I have shot at least one bogey every single round. Up here in my putter pocket, we got all my putters. I'll probably show you what I throw later. I putt with Pures, so we're gonna do a little bit of putting practice. Now, I'm not the best disc golfer ever. I just started playing in January this year, but I have been able to practice all the time because I live in a van and work for myself, which makes that a lot easier. But one thing that I've definitely learned as I've been playing is that the goal for me isn't to make the most birdies possible. The goal for me is actually to get no bogeys, because whenever I'm not shooting bogeys, I'm normally playing pretty well. And that means that I'm probably making birdies anyways. And so yesterday I had a pretty decent round. I was down 5 through 16, and then I doubled bogeyed 17, parred 18, so still was down 3. But the goal today is gonna be to not only shoot bogey free, but also try to beat the UDisc 30-day score. Currently -8. My -6 was right here, and I had 2 bogeys that would have had me tie it, but if we can tie or beat 46, I'll be super happy. One thing that I find super neat about this course is that it looks like you'll be playing kind of on like grassiness and stuff, but it's actually a pretty pure desert course. When you walk up this hill here, get up to the first hole, I think someone's throwing it though. I'm gonna do some stretching real quick, but first, let's do a real quick back check. I have 2 Pures that I putt with a Warden. I don't have another great straight flying putter. These 3 zones, I have 2 Z zones here. The green one is my most overstable one. This one is less stable, but still pretty overstable. Then this ESP zone is pretty straight flying for me now, which means it goes pretty far for a zone. Next, for my mid ranges, I'm trying to figure out a good like general bag, but my mids have an EMAC Truth, which is honestly pretty similar to this Pro Rock 3, an ESP Meteor, which is pretty straight for me, obviously. And these 2 are relatively straight. They just have more finish than the Meteor. Justice, which is pretty cool because I got one that has a 3 glide, even though it's a 1 glide disc, and a Rock X3, which is my throwable overstable mid range, and this is my non-throwable, just utility disc. My fairways, I have this Falcon, which is my understable fairway, but I'm trying to get something different than this because this Falcon is kind of not in production anymore. I can't really find it. So if you have any suggestions for understable fairway, it's an 8-speed. And then I have this Star T-Bird 3, this Champ T-Bird 3, which is more straight to stable. This is just more straight pretty much. It's a little less stable than the Champ one. Firebird, which I really like. And then also this factory second Thunderbird. And for my drivers, I have a super old beat up Wraith. I want to replace that with Graces, but I haven't been able to find any Graces recently. As far as my bomber disc, it's 167 and it's a little bit less stable. It's kind of like a -2.2, honestly. Ballista Pro, which is very beat in, but I'll throw that pretty much until I get one or both of these Rives beat in. But I'm really liking these Rives to forehand and backhand. They just feel much more comfortable in my hand than the Ballista Pro does. Right now, they're still pretty stable for me. I can throw them flat and then they'll finish, but that's the bag check. Let me know if you want to continue to see bag checks every video, if my bag changes or even if it doesn't. But we are coming right up to hole 1. Obviously, this place is just so pretty. So if you're in Moab, I already haven't played this course a couple times. I definitely recommend coming to it, but hole 1 here. And here it says 320, which is so wrong. I'm actually gonna create my UDisc scorecard real quick. Oh, I just played my 100th round yesterday. That's fun. So we can see it's 244 feet, which I think is more accurate, going right over there to that basket. It would be a nice shot to just take a nice hyzer in, but you kind of got to go straight because you have these trees over here, and then to the left you have that big tree, so you can't really take a good forehand route. So I normally will throw a straight flying putter or like the Truth or Rock 3. All right, I forgot to press record when I started stretching, so that's fun. I'm warmed up for just going 1, first disc, make it nice. Honestly, oh my gosh, that was so close. I thought that was in. Just like a little low. That would have been quite the first shot on this channel. Let's keep it rolling. Hopefully we can take a birdie here. That had to have been so close to the basket. What is that, like 10 feet? But these inline putts, which is how I'm most comfortable putting, it's pretty hard here. So I've been working a lot on my straddle. Ooh, really made that. Here we are at hole 2. This one says 295. I kind of believe it. It's around 300. So take the 2 there. 309 is what it says on UDisc. You can probably see a pole way back there. That's where we're going. It's kind of down in a divot. I tend to still throw a mid here. It might be better for me to throw a fairway, but I like the controllability and like softer landing of the mid. And honestly, there's sand down there. I might have been playing this hole wrong. I don't want to juice it. I like when I can throw a mid and not give it 100% at all. So I'm going to throw the EMAC Truth. I'm basically trying to aim just to the right of that bush. Trying to throw it flat and curve right back in to the basket. Well, that was not my line at all, but I did throw it high enough that it should hyzer back. That'll actually probably end up being 20 feet, so that's a good shot. That's why I don't want to throw this, because I don't need to. So that basket right there, you can see right by that pole. I like having this terrible footing for these putts. It really makes me work on my strap more. Yeah, I don't like being on two different levels, and I don't like putting downhill. Nope. Double par. Missing those is not going to help me get to that -8, -9. Hole 3, this says 335. Yeah, it's not quite. It's probably about 290, maybe 300 going uphill. I'm not the best judge of distance, but you can see it right there, that neon. Sometimes I'll take a mid and float it out there and have it hyzer back, similar to the last play, just going uphill. But recently, I only play courses like maybe 5 times each because I'm living in a van, but I've been taking either the Tundi bird or the Fuego bird, launching them out there and just having them come back. I think the Tundi bird is my play. And the big thing is you just got to beat that tree. The basket's maybe about 20 feet past the tree back there, so just try to go right over that outside branch. Oh, that's pretty wide. That's not gonna come back enough. Oh, unless it skipped more. I just don't trust the ground action. I want to be landing these exactly where I'm throwing them, because the ground action out here is just sand. Oh yeah, that's not bad. And I do have an inline putt. It's gonna be really embarrassing now if I miss. I'm so much more nervous right now than I normally am playing these rounds because I'm filming it. It feels like a legitimate pressure of like a tournament round that I felt because I know it means something now. That's very weird. Hole 3, take a 2, down 2, through 3, should be down 3 through 3, but I can't putt downhill right now. On the way to hole 4 is a pretty long walk. We have to cross someone's driveway. It's kind of funky. Oh, this hole. This one's interesting. About 300 feet. It's pretty similar to the last hole, honestly, except this time you have multiple trees and you don't have like a clean hyzer release right here. You can kind of go straight at it, which I've done a couple times. I've played a mid-range here sometimes, and like I can get there, but it normally ends up a little bit short. As long as I crash that tree to the right just before the basket, sometimes it filters through, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not super confident in that play. I might hang like a distance driver out there long, but I don't want to have to use a distance driver. As much as I can stay away from throwing these big guys, I do. The T-bird 3 might be the play. Try not to roll it over, flip it over too much. That's pretty good as long as it gets over that tree. Huh, that's not bad actually. I think I'm a little bit left of the pin. Hey, if we can keep this up, I'll be happy. Oh, that would have been perfect if it was just a little bit wider. Oh, it'd been in the basket. Do you guys putt with your phones in your pocket? I hate putting with my phone in my pocket. And look at that, another straddle. Nice, good bird. Man, this should be 4 through 4. Hole 5, this one's funky. You can throw a few different things. I'll show you a couple different lines. From the tee, you actually have to kind of go back to where this tee sign is to see the basket. And you can see it now straight through there. You can see the yellowish a little bit. You either have a hyzer route right here. You kind of have to go high hyzer because there's a tree, one of these type of trees, just to the right of the basket. The other line is you take this forehand gap right here. You really have to trust that forehand though. So if you can get it like to stall out over that tree right in front of us right by the telephone pole, that's probably a good line. I feel confident that I will not take anything worse than a par. So I think it's gonna be a Thunderbird right over that tree. Could be a mid-range, but I feel more confident stalling this over that tree than a mid-range. Here's some chains, be happy. Oh, that's the first forehand of the day. Why didn't I think about that? Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, going for the par. I can't believe that, man. All right, my Thunderbird is nice and in a bush, so fun footing like always. Oh yeah, this is not good. I love how this might be the first hole I bogey. I'm not gonna bogey this hole, but going into the bush. Okay. I want to go over that tree. Come on, touch game, don't let me down. Oh no. Oh freaking no. There's just so many things that want to hurt you. Wherever you are, there's just some plant that wants to make your life miserable. Oh, there's a window here. There's a window to keep the no bogeys alive. Oh! Disgusting. Freaking chain out, because yeah, I was never going in. Back to 2 under, so I still have a bunch of holes to get myself down to that 9 under mark. I need 7 more birdies. This should not be a course that I can't get a bogey-free round on. So bad. Now the key is to not let it ruin the rest of my round, just because I didn't achieve 1 goal, which I'm very prone to doing. This is a good hole to turn around on though. Hole 6, as you can see, straight ahead, like 230 feet downhill, 225. And this is for sure the ace run hole. I like the Warden play straight through, making sure that I don't fall through down, in which case I would roll it over, but either flat or even on a little bit of a hyzer, because it'll flip a little bit. And if I throw it on a flat line just to the left of this tree, it's good. I do have a slight headwind coming from that direction, which does not make things easier. Oh, wow. Yep, that is very much just to the left of that tree and not a million miles away. Oh, it hit by a deer though. That's kind of cool.
This should be a birdie all day, every day.
That is so bad. Let's just make a big putt and get over it. So I'm gonna flip. I'm already so good at straddle putts. Might as well get good at straddle hyzer putts around trees, straight into the bucket. Ah! I almost missed that one left too. All right. Now for a fun hole. I don't think I've ever looked at the distance on this. I've just kind of chucked, which would explain why I've come up relatively short. I mean, I've gotten there, but here's the hole. Super pretty. Tee pad right in front of us. Basket is down the hill. Maybe see a little bit of yellow all the way over there. Just a blind hyzer, either with a putter over stable zone, which is what I've been throwing a little bit, or mid-range. I've thrown a fairway at it a couple times and I've just been frustrated not getting down there. But the problem with that is that it's super downhill, as you can see. So instead of just adjusting my release angle, which is what I need to be doing, where with like a zone or my rock 3, instead of releasing it flat out there, because flat is nose up on a downhill, I should release it nose down, you know, maybe get a small skip, but as long as I'm close to like where that yellow grass is down there, that's a putt. That's like kind of circle's edge, so it's not hard to get to with the zone, but I've missed so many times into those woods over there, which has been frustrating. So making sure that I throw it straight downhill, nose down, will be good. I didn't. I threw it pretty flat, but that should still actually be pretty good. I don't think I was as parked as I thought. Oh yeah, over here. Not bad. Could have thrown it a little bit more to the right. Been a little bit better, but I have a putt. That's what's important. Back to straddle. So I got to work on my straddle because courses like these, not conducive to inline putts. That's so bad. Gosh. There we go. It's another 3 where it should have been a 2. The next hole is pretty sweet though, so we're just going pretty much straight dogleg to the right. The thought process, it's 220 feet. You're like, oh my gosh, I might as well just throw my putter at it or something, but because it's such a severe dogleg, I think I'm actually gonna throw my Firebird. The only real way to get into circle 1, which there's a log that protects it, is following this path, trying to skip forehand right on that path, right by where that branch is that juts into the fairway like this. Nope, not enough angle. Not enough angle, just ate it up. Dang. Another big long downhill putt right to the basket. Oh, low ceiling too. Not terrible. Sorry, I should really watch through those putts. I feel like I'm missing a lot of them because I just assume they're going in, and then you guys don't get to see it because my head doesn't normally just stay at the basket. Kind of dwindling in terms of getting this because the back nine I don't get as many because there's a couple 400 footers which are both uphill, 450 and like 420. This one's 340 but like straight uphill. We're just trying to have a good round now. Good. Here we are, hole 9. See that blue pin up there? That's the basket. Pretty tight line. I'm kind of between throwing my Faro, my Ballista, and my Rive because my Rives I can push up there if I throw it on a little bit of an ante line, which tends to be a good line because you can ante over that bush and have it come back over there. I feel on the Rives, but I feel like the Faro is the play today. The key here is when I'm throwing uphill specifically, I have a problem with when I releasing and having my wrist turn instead of releasing and having my follow through be flat. I'd always just been turning over all my discs, and a lot of it was because of my follow through. Instead, I put it into the bush. Oh, wow. This is gonna be a tough second, especially because around the basket, maybe 15 feet around the basket, there's kind of guarding like logs on the ground, and not having like a straight shot to go at it, kind of having to throw an anti-flex forehand here out of this bush, it's not going to be conducive to a great shot. Oh yeah, T-Bird 3. So I really need it to be all wrist action, and from here, get on a knee, straddle out and throw a flex line over these bushes here. Behind it. Go in, go in. Oh, that is the best shot I could have asked for. I thought it was about 10 feet further. I thought it was in the basket. I will take it. Saving par from back there is no simple feat. I thought that was bogey for sure. Onto the back nine. Down 2 on the front 9. Somehow got to shoot 7 down on the back 9. I think the best I've done is like 2 down. Should be interesting. This is hole 10, 280 feet-ish. Very slightly downhill to that basket because we have this gap right here to hit. Part of me really likes that forehand line because I'm going from the right side of the tee box out over and just hyzering back in with a fairway, or throwing either like an Emac Truth, like a flat line where it'll turn over a slight bit and come back. That were my rock 3. So I think I'm kind of feeling rock 3 today. I just like the way this guy feels. Oh yeah, stable out of it. Ah, turned over a little too much. Gonna be behind that tree. All right. I thought we were right behind this tree. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, a little flatter, got a better shot, but it's a makeable putt. Still straddle. So many straddles today. There we go. Don't think about anything. That's the key. Maybe not.
This is hole 11. I have never reached it yet because it's going uphill for 420 feet. And my distance seems to be evading me for some reason right now. So finally throwing another 2. Down 3, it's a good way to start off the back 9. But here we are straight to that basket. Tend to land, unfortunately, like 60 feet short. Just because throwing this uphill, I have to not only account for the grade of the hill, but also beating those bushes. So I'm throwing pretty nose up. I think my Faro can get there, but every time that I've thrown it, because this is my longest flying disc right now, I'll end up over there because I just haven't thrown it right on this hole yet. It's way nose up. Yeah, that is short. I have not been able to do any field work recently, which has been a problem. There's like not been fields by where I've been. We've been in a bunch of national parks, so I really just need to get to a field and break down my form. Dang it. Why did I throw that 50 feet in the air? It's the beauty of throwing a gray disc in the desert. It's always so easy to find. Oh yeah, that's back here. That's so bad. You just could say in 330. I'm thinking in zone because it's not really straight at it, and I don't want to have to trust the height and drop on that. So I'm thinking the straighter of the zones, honestly. I still like backhand up shots for these. That's really bad. Not really bad. That's probably 15, 20 feet, but I just my hip is aiming straight at the basket instead of aiming to the right, since I know it's gonna hyzer. So now my hip is aiming to the right here, straight there. Same shot. Parked. Crazy how thinking about one thing can change it. Amazing that while your body aims somewhere, even though your mind doesn't, it still goes to where your body aims. Yeah, that purple one is literally right behind the basket. And these are the annoying putts, because I think let me count this out real quick. This is like 14, 15 feet. These are the putts that are like, they're gimmies, but they're still a little stressful. Like if I'm here, I'm not stressing. And that stress adds up to a lot and around when you just continue to leave yourself 15 to 25 feet. Another par. Hole 12, we're heading back across the street, and I get this one more often than I don't, which is kind of funky because it's not the easiest hole. Thanks, car. Hole 12 is 324 feet, pretty straight, but here's the tee pad. The basket is over this ridge, in between a shrub that I'm gonna try to highlight in editing and another shrub that I'm gonna try to highlight in editing. It's in between those two, so trying to get over one in front of the other. My play here has tended to be this Falcon. I'm just throwing on a little bit of a hyzer, flipping it out there, having it turn and come a little bit back, but yesterday it was very windy, coming right to left, and so I just forehanded my rye and parked it. So I think I'm just gonna forehand the rye. My forehand is not great. It doesn't feel as consistent, but this doesn't feel like a shot that I have to juice. It's 330 feet. And that's like long for my forehand, but not immensely so. So I'm just gonna try to go straight over this bush and have it hyzer back towards the basket. That's the shot. That might be juiced actually. Nope, that's really good. I think that's really parked. Even though the first 2 times I played this course, I played the Falcon line and got birdies both times. After having realized that that drive line is there, I think I prefer it because the Falcon, I really have to trust that the disc is going to fly in a perfect S shape. I have to put exactly the right angle on it. Instead, I just have to throw a 1-angle shot with that Rive where it just goes flat and straight and hyzers at the end. Not parked, skipped a little bit. I wonder if I can see where it came in. Got a nice birdie opportunity, but I'm still in that same 15 to 25 range that keeps me stressing, but not enough to not make the birdie. So yeah, continuing to birdie this hole feels nice because the next hole I only got yesterday, and it's not the easiest, but it is one of the funner ones. Hole 13, 420 feet. It's very downhill, as you can see. Just kind of straight where I'm pointing is where the basket is, so over that big tree there. I've gotten my EMAC Truth down there, but yesterday I threw my Firebird and my Thunderbird, not my T-Bird, and those seem to be more reliable. And I seem to have forgotten my Thunderbird somewhere. Where the heck did I last throw it? How do I do this to myself? I threw it on that super short one, putted with it, and didn't pick it up. I'm so dumb, man. I'm so dumb. And it's sitting right next to the basket, too. The shot here, you really gotta focus on getting your nose down, because any bit, even slightly nose down or flat, is gonna be nose up and it's gonna stall on you. I'm kind of aiming to either go right over that second tree or straight through that gap. Focus on getting the nose down. All right, that's exactly the line I wanted. Didn't hear any chains. My impression is that it's parked, but we'll see. I started finishing after there. Oh my gosh. I think I'm about 8 feet away. Maybe I should have taken a second. 1, 2, 3 paces away. Oh, I was about to have a really great back 9. And I still will. And a par here is fine. But it should really be a 2. Are you kidding me? This one I have not gotten yet. 346, but that same downhill that we just had, it's only about 10 or 15 feet lower in uphill, right to where that pole is. So I'm definitely gonna throw a Rive on a little bit of an Annie. Yeah, a big Annie line right there. 350 uphill. The closest I think I've got is like 35 feet. that's the freaking shot. Keep going, straight, 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 straight. I think that's the best shot I've thrown on this hole yet. I can't believe I missed that doinker. That's gonna haunt me tonight. Not phenomenal, but this is the first time I've had a look for birdie on this hole. No, dang it. Okay. Gotta practice putting. There goes my chance unless I ace for beating the course record today. I turkeyed out in the last 3, and this one I've gotten twice. So it's like dead straight from where we are. That bush, maybe you hyzer over it, or like go flat over it, and then you start to hyzer. That's the play, especially because we have a headwind right now. So I'll push this on a little bit of a hyzer and feel better about it because the wind is starting to come in this way. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Oh, that's very, 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 very bad. So yeah, see that tree that I told myself to hyzer over? And how I threw it this straight flat over this tree over here? That's not good. I'm about to be 80 feet from the basket. I almost parked 4. That's cool. Yeah, basket right there. Drive. Right here. I have a putt, but the smart play is to lay it up. And then I'll run it because that's more fun. All right, now we run it. That's bad. As I learned today, there are no gimmies, so happy to have made it. All right, hole 16. This is a cool one. Pretty downhill, 280, 290 straight. And it kind of drops off behind the basket. Push a hyzer over that with the zone. Then let the wind help it back over. That might be the play today. Oh, that might be too much. Come on, wind, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. That might be all right. There we go. That's one of the first putts I've actually gone through my full routine and focused on the release. Another 2, down to 5. I can get 6 and 7, but 17, this hole that we're about to play today. Yesterday, I threw straight down the hill and took a double bogey. So as long as I hit my line, which I totally did not do yesterday, I should not have that problem. Here is hole 17. It says 330. It seems slightly uphill, but it's really not. It's really pretty flat to the pin right over there. The big play, because you got a massive downhill over there, is first getting over, like there's a big pit of death, which goes to maybe about 280 feet off the tee, but that's never really been anything in my head. And in order to get around that too, I just throw a big hyzer kind of over towards those bushes and have it stall over there, or just kind of push over there and start the hyzer after being flat back to the basket. I think it's going to be a T-bird 3 kind of day. Hopefully we ace it and then ace 18 and can still get the record. Not over there. Man, I'm pulling my discs today. The Rive, now that's the right distance, but a terrible shot. Not great, not great, not great at all. I think I want to run this. Is there a lot of a backstop? No, there's nothing, and I don't want to bogey this. Oh no. Oh no, I should have just ran it. Thought I was being smart by laying up. Of course, got to straddle, because can't inline on these inclines. Inline on the incline. That lady scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. Woo! Barely got it in. Wow, that was a tough putt. There's a 3. Oh, I'm still down 5. Oh, that's good. Means I can get down to 6. And 6 is a pretty respectable score out here. We're going straight down. It says it's about 300 feet straight down this hill, all the way under those trees. The play, I think, is to go and smack a zone on forehand straight out over that first little thing of tree limbs, not the big tree to the left of it, the first thing, and have it go straight so that it'll start to fade as it continues pushing. But you really got to also focus on throwing it down the hill. So even maybe inside, but even more down the hill could be good because it'll push a lot further instead of starting to hyzer faster. I'll throw all 3 of my zones at it. The one that'll count though will be my purple one, my medium stability one. I think that's the right play on this hole. That's the line. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Dang it, that was what I wanted to do, but I should have thrown it a little bit higher and further, because that's going to be about a 35-foot putt, maybe 40 feet. That's that first line I was talking about, which is probably going to get parked, but it was closer, the straighter one, so it doesn't fade as fast. That was not the play. I slipped on the thing. I'm going to throw 1, because it's the last hole, just the meteor turnover back here. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh my gosh, there's some kids who just showed up out of freaking nowhere over there. That was a good line if I put it a little bit more to the left, but whoa. That was one of the scarier things that was gonna happen today. These are looks though. This is something I should make. This is like 30-ish feet, maybe. Oh my gosh. It felt too loud in my hand. Finish out real fast.
The Matteo style putt.
Not the best round ever, -5.
There it is, first round POV disc golf here. I think the name of this channel is gonna be Bodanza DG or Bodanza Disc Golf. Follow me on Instagram at the same place. Since I travel full time in my van, kind of did the opposite thing as the pros. I started in the van and then got into disc golf instead of being really good at disc golf and then getting into the van. I have a ton of ideas and a ton of stuff planned and a bunch of courses that I want to do POV disc golf at. But if you have any good courses in your area, let me know what they are. As I travel throughout the country, I'll definitely make sure to hit them up or play them with you. See you next time and make your 8-foot putt.